Hey, good morning. Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you follow me in my sewing journey. And I hope that you get a little motivation to do the same. Get something under the needle, okay? Good morning, everybody in the chat. It's great to see everybody here. Sally had a question. She said, what's the lever, the 1 and 2 lever on the side of the scan and cut for? Great question, Sally. Lots of people ask that. That is simply a lever that raises inside of the machine. It raises up the mirror or something up under there. Something, I don't know what's under there, but it raises it up to allow thicker fabrics to go through. So leave it on number 1 all of the time. And if you need to move it to number 2, the machine will let you know. So that's always handy when the machine is smarter than I am. Don't even have to worry about that. You'll notice if you ever are cutting something and your fabric comes up off the mat, the machine will stop and the screen will say, flip it to number 2 because it thinks you have a thicker fabric on there when actually it just lifted off the mat. But it's very, very handy to have that. Yeah. Well, it's great to see everybody here. It's Thursday. Yay. How nice. Let me get a coffee, you guys. Oh, my goodness. Well, hello, Teresa in New Jersey. So much. Oh, you're welcome, Sally. Yeah. And you know what? This is a great forum to ask questions like that. Anywhere you go in the Power Tools with Thread Nation, whether it's on the Facebook group or Instagram or the public Facebook page or anything like that, you are welcome to ask questions and you are going to get good answers. Yeah, I hope you get good answers. Anyway, all right. So I did finish yesterday. I got block. Which one was this? 17 or 18 done? This was block 17. So there's another one. Taking a bite out of that elephant day by day to get how to build a scarecrow finished. Look at all of that work, you guys. Work, 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 work. They go on forever, don't they? Oh my goodness. Yeah. All righty. So I've got to, I'm going to get to work on number 18 today. Yesterday, I went ahead and finished the Kimberbell mini quilt for August. And if you're not an embroiderer, and you've probably heard of Kimberbell, if you're just a quilter, not just a quilter, but only a quilter. Let me put it that way. You may have seen Kimberbell products in your quilt shop because usually most quilt shops have a little bitty half of a section of a shelf unit dedicated to embroidery. For embroiderers, machine embroiderers, they may have some stabilizers and, Kimberbell things and kits and CDs and embellishments and whatnot. So that is something that I brought into my quilting, and I'm so glad that I did, especially when you have a machine that is a combo machine. And it's just a nice way to craft more and do the things that we enjoy doing, which is buying pretty fabric, right? We all love that. Buying pretty fabric and then stretching our stitching muscles. So this one just turned out so incredibly cute. I did shoot a video on how to make the more challenging blocks. These are just regular embroidery stitching with no kind of anything special on them. That I just put it on the multi-needle and hit go and let it do its thing. But this one uses the glitter vinyl in the body of the flamingo. Okay. This one has 2 layers of applique here between the fabric and the jelly vinyl that's on top of that, plus the applique for the swimsuit. And then this is a freestanding bag. It's a beach bag. Y'all, this is so cute. Look at this. You got a little towel that you can put in your beach bag. I sewed my little towel kind of closed. And it just goes in your little beach bag. So I will be editing that video. Oh, how cute. Oh my goodness. I'll be editing that video and getting it out pretty soon in the next day or so. So I really enjoyed making this. It was a lot of fun. And I did do my hanging triangle on the back, my new favorite way to hang quilts. This goes in a Ackfeld wire hanger. And I actually got that Ackfeld wire hanger. It's on the top of my desk. Let me zoom in over there so you guys can see it. The May quilt. Can you guys, it's in front of the TV. It's right in front of the TV. There's the one for May with the lemonade. Isn't that cute? And the berries, strawberries and all that. Okay. All right. So I just really enjoyed this. And I think it was Star Raymond. I think it was Star who said, when you've got a center seam on these quilts like this, like that one has a center seam as well. When you've got a center seam and you're putting your hanging triangle on the back, just stitch in the ditch. Lay the triangle flat, right, on top of the backing. Stitch in the ditch to tack it down. So no hand stitching. 0. Yay. Loved it. And so I got this done and then, of course, put my little label on it. Y'all, I get my labels from Dutch Label Shop. It is not an affiliated thing, but so that's where I get my labels. I had them put a little line on the back of mine, and I just put the year that I made it. It says with an ink pen, I wrote 2024. So very happy to have this done. Still need to do August's Sunflower Slope mini quilt from On Wander Lane, right? Okie dokie. I've got so much to show you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, each block is a hooping. When you're doing these Kimberbell projects, each block is a separate hooping. That's right. That wasn't you, Star. I was giving you credit. Star shines brightly. Silly question. When cutting fabric for piecing, how are the cutting dimensions listed? Is it width by length or just length by width? When you cut for piecing on most quilts, that's a great question. When you cut for piecing on most quilts, either put the folded edge or the selvage edge toward you. So as it comes off the bolt, one of those edges, honestly, it doesn't matter because it's a woven, okay? And you're not cutting, usually you're not cutting on the bias unless you have cut a block and then you're cutting. But you will see WOF, which is width of fabric, and that means selvage edge towards you or folded edge towards you, whichever, it doesn't matter. Or you'll see LOF, which is length of fabric, and that means where you're cutting it and the selvage or the fold is to your left or right. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Oh, you meant it on the tote bag part? The tote bag, I'm tracking. The tote bag, so it's a 4x5 square of fabric and you fold it fat, not skinny. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you fold it, you know what? Just fold it. You actually will have an extra 1/2 inch all the way around of fabric. And then when you're trimming it, this is a tricky part. When you're trimming it, only trim just the handle. Don't trim the outsides. You trim the outsides after you mount it to the back, the background fabric, which is a separate hooping. Yeah, this block is 2 hoopings. First, you stitch the top part of the bag. I'll show you guys. This is done on water-soluble stabilizer. This piece right here, 2 layers of water-soluble stabilizer. So it stitches the bag with the little handle and the bow and the sunglasses. And this is a folded piece of fabric. Okay. Right. And then when you get done with that, you unhoop it, you take the stabilizer off this piece, and then you create the background fabric. And it actually, part of the design on the background fabric is the half of the inside. They call it the shadow of the bag. So you have another handle, okay, and the inside of the bag. It's kind of cool. Pretty cool. Whoever came up with that is brilliant. I love it. Really nice. All righty, you guys. I said I'd show you guys the Liberty Box today. Now, the Liberty Box comes from Fat Quarter Shop, and they usually do a Liberty Box. They've been doing them about 4 or 5 years now, and they'll release it in like April-ish, and then they'll sell May and June, or they'll release it in early May, and then you can get it. And it's a July thing, of course. They'll do the same thing usually in October. They call it a spooky box. You don't know what's in there. It's always a mystery. The last spooky box I got, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before. Love this. This thing actually glows in the dark. This is where I keep all my screwdrivers and a Q-tip. But these are great. It's got all those little holes in them for you to be able to put all your gizmos. Okay. And it says Fat Quarter Shop on the other side. I keep this in a Lazy Susan right next to my machine, and I reach for these little screwdrivers constantly. So that's why that's there. But anyway, you always get something, and then they'll do at Christmas, they will do a Jolly Box. So this is the Jolly Box that I keep. This came in a box one year. Those are all handy, right? There's my Frito. Frito's here. Hi, Frito. Hi, baby girl. There she is. Hello, sweetness. You want your goldfish? Of course you do. You're like, come on, lady. Hi there. What a good girl she is. There you go. Yeah, sweetheart. Okay. That's it. We got to watch your girlish figure. Yes, we do. All righty, y'all. So I have been making, I'll get to the Liberty Box, but I've been making and doing these 6-inch mini quilts from On Wander Lane. We've been snap-plaquéing these, and I'm going to get to August in just I'm going to do August here, maybe this weekend while Keith's gone fishing. Yes. So I'm just going to go through this. If you have seen it already, sorry for the rerun, you guys. I'm going to go through and show you what came in this box. But the cool thing that came in here, why am I talking about those 6-inch mini quilts? Because what came in is an Ackfeld wire hanger for these 6-inch quilts. So how good is the timing on that? So this has a little rubber band holding this wooden dowel on. Let me get this off. So I'm just going to open up one little side of it. It's so cute, right? So I just slip it through the hanging triangle, and it goes right on and holds everything just fine. And that just slips right back in there. So now I have a little hanger for my hanging quilts. Now I just need a place to be able to hang it. I need some space. Okay. This is awesome. So this came in the box. The box has a coupon for free shipping for your order of over $30. That's nice. If you got this expires July 31st, that free shipping. So if you want to get something, if you've seen a Fat Quarter bundle or something that I've been showing you, you want to jump on that. Okay. Of course, I think if you buy a Fat Quarter bundle, you're getting free shipping anyway. All right. Dee Dee says she's part of the 2% of nearly 3 million customers in Houston that don't have power. I asked my husband the other day, I said, how is that possible? How is that possible that you guys don't have power yet? That's absurd. I don't understand that. Okay. Let's see what came in here. We have a Liberty Box kitchen towel. Y'all, this is so pretty. It's a microfiber, really, really pretty. Very nice. I couldn't even use this because I've been keeping it pretty to show you guys. I was going to show it on the Sunday Live, but I'm not doing the Sunday Lives anymore. So, but it's nice because it doesn't matter which way you hang it, it reads properly. So that's cool, right? Double-sided kitchen towel. This is just gorgeous. Really pretty. It's a nice, good size. Okay. These are great. Do you guys use your pretty towels for dirty work? Like if I hang this over the handle on my stove, it's going to get grungy. Is that okay? Right? So do you guys do that? I'm of the mind. I used to not be. I used to just call them show towels, right? But then I'm of the mind, it's there, my hands. See, I don't use paper towels to dry my hands. To me, that's the biggest waste of money. That drives me crazy. That's a peeve of mine. So I don't keep paper towels in the kitchen. I keep them under the sink, and they're only used for really, really like grease if you're going to make bacon in the microwave or something. Because life is too short, right, Paula? Paula says, yeah. Oh, so, okay, so we've got a mixed batch here. Some are just for looks. Pretty towels are for looks only, right? And then some are like, use it. Oh my goodness, y'all are talking about who doesn't have power. That's crazy. I tell you what, I would be beaten on some power company owner's door, right? I'd take my RV over there and plug it into his power jack and go, here, you got power. And now I have some too. That drives me crazy. My goodness. Oh, okay. So we've got a mix. Deborah hangs 2 towels, one's to look at, one's to use. Yeah. So that's great. Anyway, I'm going to put this on over the towel bar. I mean, over the stove handle, because 9 times out of 10, it's just me, rinsing my fingers, and then I'll just grab the towel and dry them off and go do what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, when Mr. Man rolls in, we're going to talk grubby. Okay. It'll get grubby, but then you just wash it, right? Okay. We've got a magnet. It's not a magnet. It's a suction handle for rulers. So this is really nice. If you've got strength issues in your hands, you can't hold your ruler steady as you're running the rotary cutter, right? These are nice to be able to do that. So it opens up like this, and it is designed to grab onto rulers. Let me show you. Let me have a ruler. Especially if you have a ruler that doesn't have any grippy on the bottom of it, right? So you just set that on there and then close it like this. And there you go. Got your ruler, holding it still so you can cut it. Gives you a little bit better grip. So you need the ruler grabber, Bernadette says. All right, you can have this one. I don't mind. Ruler grabbers are great. Okay. We got some triangle on a roll. Square, what are they called? Half square triangles. Triangles on a roll. These are nice. They make those. So what these are for you non-quilters, you take this paper and you lay it on top of your fabric, and then it gives you lines to stitch on. It's pretty ingenious. The only thing, I'm going to open these up. The only thing I'm not a fan of with these is the aftermath, which is pulling the paper off. But you're supposed to do a real small stitch so that it perforates. You get like 30 of this thing. This is for cut your fabrics 8.5 inch wide. Okay. It has little arrows on it, and it tells you which way to sew. Okay. So that's pretty handy. You got little sew lines and you've got cut lines. Pretty neat. So you put your 2 fabrics together. This would have been very helpful when I was trying to make the 8 at a time. Oh, you got your Liberty Box quilt back from the Long Armor. Tracy, put it in our Facebook group. I want to see. I want to see. That's a beautiful quilt. Beautiful quilt. Okie dokie. You get a hanging star shown hanging on the 3-star fabric holder. Okay, so you get a little pattern, a cute little pattern to make, they call it the sparkle star. And that's nice. That's just a quick little quilt. You can get done, hang it up, put it on your little Ackfeld wire hanger that they just gave you. Very nice, okay? Quick and easy, fun. Okay, we got this fabric is called Old Glory. And this is from Vanessa at Layla Boutique. She's such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. Beautiful stuff, you guys. Beautiful stuff. So you're going to get your reds. That focus fabric is gorgeous. And then you've got some little flowers, petite flowers. Here's a stripe. Okay. That's very pretty. We've got some geometric blue diamonds. Very nice. And of course, what is a patriotic quilt without stars, right? Okay. You're going to use my process to applique the corn block. Oh. Okay. Well, good luck with that. She put it all as one. Yeah, you can do that. She put it all as one piece. And then it came with a panel. This panel's so pretty. So pretty. Dave says it's 2 goldfish Thursday. She got 2 goldfish, Dave. Believe me, she's good. This is such a lovely, lovely thing. So this is the quilt well, I'll show you the pattern she's talking about. It's called Sweet Land of Liberty Sparklers Quilt Pattern. All right. This is what the quilt looks like using this panel. You've got pinwheels and some stripe. All right. Very pretty. Very, very pretty stuff. You do need some extra background fabric, I think. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. That's very, very nice. If you're a beginner quilter, working with pre-printed panels is a wonderful way to get a very pretty quilt. And I tell you, pinwheels were some of my first blocks that I ever learned how to make. And you will make the pinwheels using these guys. There's a method to the madness to the box, right? So very, very pretty stuff. Love it. I would love to see that quilt. It is pretty. I love it too. So that's what you got in your box, your Liberty box. You always get beautiful stuff. So I'm going to put, now that I've shown you guys, I'm going to put that kitchen towel on my oven door and I'm going to use it. Probably, I have a tendency to use my stuff until it just goes into the rag pile for the truck. I'm not a decorator. I never have been. And you can probably tell that because I have the same stuff on my walls here in my sewing studio for years. I am thinking about doing a little refresh. So I need to get some more stuff done. So the other day I was talking about that Legends of National Parks quilt using the adobo pattern and who I had suspected put it together at my local quilt store. And I said, Betty, that's her given name, but she goes by Lynn. I think it might've been Lynn Pratt who did that. So Lynn, if you're watching or anybody from Fiberworx, I don't even know if she did it. I don't know why I said the odd thing. Okay. All righty. So that's a pretty good little Liberty box for what they had going on. They may still have some available. I don't know if you're interested in getting that. I'm using it. Yep. Hey, there is a new 10% off coupon out for Embrilliance embroidery software. So if you are building your Embrilliance library module by module, I've got it linked right below at the very top of the fold down below in the doodly-doo. There's a YouTuber I watch. That's what she calls it. She says in the doodly-doo down below. I'm like, okay, that's cute. The description box. And it's got the code in there. It is the company owner's birthday. So they always throw out a 10% off coupon for Brian's birthday. They don't have the finishing kit for the Liberty box. Okay, thanks, Krissa. Yeah. I just have never been a decorator. Isn't that something? Who makes the Liberty box? Bernadette, it is a curated box put together by the Fat Quarter Shop. They are out of Buda, Texas. Oh my goodness, let me get the box. Of course, then the box always is very cute, right? Fat Quarter Shop, that's who makes it. But they don't have the finishing kit that they're talking about. Can I please explain how to tell what is focus and background fabric? Sure, Karen, absolutely. So generally, when you get a line of fabrics for quilting, you'll have what's called a focus fabric, and then you get some additional fabrics that go along with the whole line. and then you'll get background fabric. So let me, I was trying to think. So background fabric is generally a solid, whether it's colored or white or whatever. I'm trying to think if I've got something handy nearby that I can show you. Yeah. So here are my chickens. Okay. So this fabric line is called Peachy Keen by Corey Yoder, one of my favorite fabric designers. She's a Moda fabric designer. Okay. Your OCDs. Oh, my overalls are crooked. I'm sorry. I respect OCD. I have OCD tendencies. Is that better? Do you feel better now? It's fine. I get it. All right. So the focus fabric in this entire line, usually the focus fabric will be a beautiful large print. So like this blue and the wing, these are focus, what you call a focus fabric in a line. Here it is on the gray. So there were 3 renditions of the focus fabric for this line. There's the blue, the white, the gray. There might have been a peach as well. And then we have, like, I guess you'd call them supporting fabrics. I don't know. You quilt store owners, let me know. Okay. So then we've got this. This is not, it's part of the line. Same with the little gingham and this. It's all part of the line, but it's not the bright, beautiful, bold prints that is considered the focus fabric. Okay. And then you have background fabric. And my background fabric in this is also part of the line. It's a white on white. You can see that there. Okay. That is your background fabric. Okay. So, and then not part of the line were the red combs and the beaks. Now, those are not solids. They have a little bit of texture to the print, and those are called blenders. And blenders are invaluable when you're going to be doing any kind of quilting. Yeah, blenders are wonderful. So that's quilt fabric language. Yeah. So I love the support fabrics too in this line. This is real pretty. The nest, the gray stripe. Okay. That came with the line. But it's not the big, bold, beautiful print, this is called the focus fabric. Okay. I hope that answers your question. It's very confusing. If you're an embroiderer, you've been doing that, for years and years, and you want to venture into quilt stores, it can seem extremely intimidating. And I understand how that goes. So tone on tones are great. Yeah. Pam has worked in many a quilt store. So tone on tones are wonderful, and a tone on tone blender or whatever. It's the same color, different patterns, whatever. You'll get that kind of thing in there. I love blenders. I buy them in bulk. I will buy blender fat quarter bundles. I used a blender bundle to put together Designs by Juju's Christmas tree skirt for her video, the first one that came out. Good, Karen. I'm glad that explains it. Yeah. So that way, generally, a line will have a focus fabric and then supporting fabrics for that, and they'll offer a background fabric that goes with it. If there's not a background fabric that goes with it, you go find somebody like my sidekick, Valerie, in a quilt store, and you go, I need your help. I can't pick colors and I need some help. And those ladies, man, that's how Valerie and I became friends. She worked at Scrappy Quilter right outside of Randolph Air Force Base in shirts, closed. Ugh. And Valerie was my go-to when I was beginning, I just went into it. I'm like, I don't know what goes with this. I need some help. She was awesome. Okay. And then I'm glad you mentioned the overalls. I need to get those sewn. You have trouble determining blenders. You have trouble deterring blenders or tone on tone. Bernadette, you break your ankle. Bless your heart. Poor thing. Okay. Oh, is Scotty Dog in the kitchen? You guys, we have a virtual kitchen. Somebody sent me an email and thanked me for the virtual kitchen because she's lost a few pounds. I thought that was so funny. You guys are hilarious. Loving your virtual kitchen. I've lost a few pounds. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Oh no, you broke it in 3 places. Bernadette, bless your heart. All right, prayers everybody for Bernadette's ankle to heal properly and quickly, right? What Pam's favorite thing to do is to pick colors. I cannot do. That is not something that I can do. And I own it. I'm okay with it. I accept my limitations and I reach out to others who are good at that. And there's no shame in that. So for those of you that, you want to dip your toe into the world of quilting and there's a quilt store, walk on in and find yourself somebody who is willing to work with you. Okay. And that's why I love pre-cuts. That's why I love fat quarter bundles. I'm working with Julie from Designs by Juju, putting another quilt together right now. And I emailed her and I said, will there be an intermission? Dave. No, there's no intermission. So, I emailed her and I said, well, what design do you want? What design should I use in this block right here? And she texts me back. She's like, seriously? Yeah, seriously. I don't know. I am a pattern girl. Give me a pattern. Give me a line of fabric. Let me see something hanging in a store that I love and I'm all over it. And that's how I quilt. I don't have a creative bone, you guys. I really don't. It's not my thing. So that is a great way to make friends in the quilting community. And that's how I've done it. I respect what those people do in those stores because I can't do that. So, all right. I want to sew together so we don't have any more dangling overalls. I need to sew together this block and this section, these 2 sections. So I'll just show you how I do that. Okay. Let's see here. Let me pull these up. So you might be of the mind, because they're the same size, to just put them together, right sides together, start at the top and get to sewing. No, you don't really want to do that. I mean, you can, but the odds of it actually fitting, you're rolling the dice, you guys. So we're going over to the ironing board, ironing station. There we go. Walking in front of you guys. Sorry. Okay. So what I'm going to do is lay this out flat. Make sure. I made sure that this is a hemless dresser from IKEA, and my husband put a top on it for me. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is lay this out flat on top of it. So I do not recommend just, starting at the top and going to town. You can if you want. I just don't recommend it. And so I'm going to get my little pins here and grab a pair of glasses so I can see what I'm doing. And what I'll do is I will pin the top edge together that I'm going to start sewing at, and I will pin the bottom edge together. And you want to pin the bottom edge together because the feed dogs are going to pull the bottom through faster than the top. And we don't want that to happen. Then from there, I'll pin center. Make sure everything's laying together nice and flat. I'll pin center. And then pin center of this section here, right? And I'll just keep doing that until it's as secure as I feel like it should be. When you have where you've got seams underneath, like there's a seam right here on this lower piece, You may want to go ahead and pin that seam, whether it's up or down, pin it so it's going the correct direction. It doesn't matter whether you've sewn them open or you haven't, but you don't want those seam edges getting flipped and causing you some bulk that you don't need. So I like to pin my little seam edges so that they go underneath the presser foot the right direction. It just is an overall thing to make it just look a little bit better. All right, there's one pressed open. All right, that'll work. So I've got pins about every 6-8 inches or so. And that'll work. Now it's ready to get sewn. So I know it's going to lay flat and everything. We're not going to have any drama, right? We don't like drama. Let me turn you back over here. Okay. That's just my advice. It's just me, my advice. Y'all be sure to be here tomorrow. We're going to do a little giveaway. I got something cool. I got a real cool thing. Okay. You just use my method on a baby quilt. Oh, good. Awesome. That's wonderful. So you can't read patterns, Billy Lou. Some of them are a challenge. There are some patterns I look at and I stare at that and I'm like, I wonder what they mean by that. Oh, man, that happens. Yeah, that happens. Okie dokie. So now this thing's ready to go. Oh, I need to make more bobbins. I used my last bobbin yesterday off my ladybug here. This is a cute little bobbin holder from, help me. I need a sip of coffee. It'll come to me. Smartneedle.com. Okie dokie. Regarding the Embrilliant Cell, if I have Stitch Artist 3, and is there any benefit to adding Enthusiast? Yes. So Enthusiast has a stitch editor in it. When you create, and you can edit stitches. So let's say you do the snap-applique method, right? And it throws your blanket stitches on or whatever. And every once in a while, you'll get one that's weird, especially in shapes like stars. So it'll be doing the blanket stitch. Everything's cool. And then out of nowhere, you'll get this really long stitch. The software just does it. Things happen. You can go in and Enthusiast and just click that point and poof, delete, gone. I love the stitch editor in Enthusiast. So if you like the attention to detail where you want your stitches to be the exact right size, you want them, maybe you don't want them there, whatever, you can edit stitches. It's wonderful. That's what I use it for. Oh, and I think in Enthusiast, you get the knockdown stitching, which is great. If you're going to be doing monograms on towels or something, that's very nice too. All right. So let's get this together. Let me get to stitching on this and get this done. I got too much stuff over here. So Donna says she spent a lot in my Amazon store yesterday. Well, thank you, Donna. That's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate you doing that. Oh, man. I got the wrong foot on my machine because I was doing the binding yesterday for that Kimberbell quilt. See, I've got my screwdriver right out of that spooky box holder. This old yellow screwdriver was in my dad's toolkit. He passed 10 years ago. And I saw that. I said, that's perfect for my sewing room. I'm keeping it. Oh, my goodness. All righty. Put this down and there. Tighten it up. There we go. All right. Now I'm ready. Okay. You bought Ring cameras? I was going to get another one and I didn't. I did get an Echo Show. I'm the old security nerd in me is skeptical, but I also like the convenience that those things offer. So I don't know. let's get to stitching on this. Okay. Yes, Essentials and Brilliance Essentials is separate from Stitch Artist. And I believe that the remove hidden stitches scissor button is in Essentials, and I don't know if you can see it in Stitch Artist or not. I don't know if you can. All right, thumb under, fingers on top, and roll it away from you so that we'll roll toward the machine. Get back where I want you. I learned that sewing technique from Janet Prey from Islander Sewing Systems. She's a garment sewer. Thumb under, fingers on top, roll it toward the machine, and that prevents any puckering. That's how they do it in industry because they don't have time for pins. Thumb under, fingers on top, and roll it away from you. That was a question I've gotten a couple times I wanted to answer. Oh, you guys, I've had 6 of you, lovely, lovely giving people, offer me your old CM Scan and Cut models for my grandchild. And I appreciate that so very much. But I got one with purchase of a machine that I'm going to keep. And she's going to get my old 225 that's down at the coast. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. It fit perfectly. I love it. And we didn't have any puckers at all. No puckers in the seam. That's what we're after, you guys. No puckers. Okay. Let's go press. I hate cords because nothing rolls over cords. I hate cords. Sorry, guys. I try to have everything roll, but okay. Let me turn this way. And I'm going to start in the middle and just give it a little press. Oh, how pretty. That worked out beautifully. Got a few threads there I need to trim. That looks great. Love it. When I iron, I don't swish. I don't do that. I press. Okay. You can pull the fabric out away from the seam if you want, so you don't, make sure you don't get any kind of tucks in there. Oh, that turned out just perfect. But I don't swish because heat will make those fibers move. And moving fibers means wonky blocks, in my opinion. That is my opinion, you guys. Ever since I got good pressing techniques, I started getting prettier blocks. So I either press with the weave, you know, one way or the other, but not in a diagonal. I love it. This seam is gorgeous. Okay. Who doesn't love a pretty seam, huh? Isn't that lovely? Perfect at the top and straight and pretty down. No more wonky overalls, okay? I gotcha. Okay. Oh. There we go. Okay. No, the pants are not going to hang wonky anymore. So let's put this up. I still have to do the pumpkin on the hay bale block and the shirt. So, all right. I got a bunch of stuff in the mail yesterday from Amazon. I shopped for all of the electric needs that we will need in our RV sew together. We're doing an RV sewing rally in El Campo, Texas in September. So, you know, you get these big rally halls, right? And they've got the plugs on the side of the wall. Well, I've got to have tables set up for everybody's sewing machines. Okay. Well, you need electric for that, and they don't have it. So I have to provide it. So I got little boxes with multi-plugs to go on each table that would hang down and go to cords on the floor. And the cords on the floor have plugs intermittent every 8 to 10 feet, heavy duty cords on the floor. And then I got some gaffer's tape, which is expensive, but worth it because I can't have you guys tripping over cables, over cords, right? That's a safety problem. So gaffer's tape tapes all that down, but it doesn't leave a residue on the floor. So now I don't have any drama from the facility. Don't need that either. So that all came in. So I got the tape and the little extension cord plug box thingies for the tables yesterday. And the cords ought to be here tomorrow. But I got a heck of a deal on them. They were over $50 each for these cords. And no, she doesn't get 3 gold. Do you want me to have a fat dog, Dave? 3 goldfish Thursday. So they had these cords for like, instead of being $52, they were on Prime for like $36. So I got, I don't know, 8 of them. I got to have that, we're going to have 36 stitchers in that room. So, yeah. Hey, let me show you guys the blog post. If you want to make Merry Christmas with us, I've talked about this the last couple of days. I'm getting ready to get started. I got my fabric kit now. If you want to make the Merry Christmas quilt with us and you use my link, y'all be sure to use the coupon code. Okay, PTWT10 for 10% off all Amy Bradley design patterns. Oh, which reminds me, let's talk about patterns. How much time do we have? We do. Okay, so quickly, again, like before, here's the fabric kit. Okay, all the fabrics are numbered. This kit comes from Two Chicks Quilting. I'm going to pull up my blog post to show you where and how, everything that you need. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys. If you want to make this with us, this is going to be fun. I'm going to snap-applique it. You can certainly do it the old-fashioned way, all right? So this is my blog, powertoolswiththread.com. And here is the blog post. Join me to snap-applique the Merry Christmas Quilt by Amy Bradley Designs. Okay. Make sure you are seeing what I see. Yes. And then in here, here's the link and the code to get any Amy Bradley design pattern, not just the Merry Christmas one. Okay. And then down here, we have a list of supplies that you would need. Here's where you can get the pattern. Fabric kit right there. Okay. Heat and Bond light. If you already have some, you don't need to buy it. All right. Here's a no-show mesh cutaway that will work. The bobbins you'll need and some SF101. If you are going to be doing a satin stitch, if you prefer a satin stitch, you'll need SF101 on the back of your background fabrics. If you're not doing a satin stitch around your applique and you're going to do blanket stitch like me, you don't need it. All right. And then if you need to get scan and cut, you can click here, McQueen's. If you get one and use promo code PTWT or put Power Tools with Thread in there, he'll send you a free Power Tools with Thread tote bag right along with it. So that's cool, right? Here's a blog post to help you decide what model scan and cut to get. So everything that you need is here, and then the embroidery software. All right. So that's where you can click, and there's the code to get 10% off through July 24th on the software. Okay. Here is the table of contents that Sandra made for us. So you can see which pages you need out of the pattern. You can use this as a guide to know which pages to print. There's a lot of pages in that pattern that you don't need to print because they're for the Nutcracker. version. Okay. And then you scroll on down here, and here is that little chart I was showing you that I made that says, okay, for gingerbread man, you need fabrics 14, 15, 16, 23, 24, blah, blah, blah. All right. So there you go. There's that. And then down on down here, here is the very baby step by baby step video that I made to make the ghost to explain everything that you need to see how snap-applique is done. Okay. So that's just for you guys. So I hope that helps you. If you would like to join us, I'd love to have you. I think this is going to be fun. I will have a different pre-recorded video for every single block to help you get through it. Well, thank you, Amy. Yeah, y'all hit the thumbs up. As you're going in and out of the virtual kitchen, hit the thumbs up button. It's on the side of the wall there. Okay, so let's talk about patterns that are a pain to scan. They don't render themselves for scanning. And the one I'm thinking about specifically that I'm not doing this, is Quilt Diva from Amy Brett. Is there a kit or only the pattern? Michelle, there's both. You can get the pattern from their website, and then you can get the kit if you want from Two Chicks Quilting. All right. So let's talk about Quilt Diva. This is a fabulous Amy Bradley Designs pattern. Okay. So she is phenomenal. Now this quilt is a wall hanging. And how big is it? I can't remember. The fabric list is insane. The fabric list is just insane. It's crazy. And this is the old one. It came with the Quilt Diva button. This pattern, I've had it for 10 years if I've had it a day. All right. Now this pattern comes with a layout guide. Thank you very much, Amy Bradley. So you're going to get your layout guide. So that tells you how they go, you know, where all your pieces go. All right. And then the rest of the pattern is in a ginormous printed thing that does not lend itself to scanning on the scanning mat. All right. This does not lend itself to scanning at all. There's part of it. There's the bottom half of the layout. Okay. All right. And then you're going to get these like this. So what you've got to do, this is printed front and back. So the odds of the scanner picking up the shadow from the back behind it are high. So you might get bleed through from the other side of the paper. When you get a pattern like this, okay, my recommendation, you can either fold it so that it fits into a scanning mat and see what you get, or you may have to trace each individual piece onto a clean sheet of paper and then run that through the scanner. Then you've got to remember what goes where on those. And it's just, oh my word. Okay, so like all these threads and the spools, look at all those. All of that stuff. You've got to remember what's what goes where. Okay. You can scan and tell it to see inside, outside, and then it will have the numbers in the scan if they come through so that you know that, you know, what number piece that is. But you guys would have to fold this into an 8.5 by 11. You can run it through your copier. You know, you can make a copy of it into an 8.5 by 11 piece and try to just get that, because maybe the copier won't see what's on the back. It's on both. This is two-sided. So depending on the DPI, dots per inch, that your scan and cut is going to look at, you may get bleed through from the back side. And then you're going to look at it in Canvas and you're going to go, what is that? So these can be a challenge. So my recommendation is, if you are able to just go ahead and trace and make a fresh, clean tracing of these. Okay. So Betsy says, when you have patterns with lots of overlaps and dotted lines, yes, you assume you have to trace those on paper as well. I would, okay? And if you've got dotted lines and it's on the outside of the shape and you don't want to trace it, you would need to take a marker and fill in that line where the dotted lines are, because embroidery software and Canvas doesn't like dotted lines. They like whole lines. So how about copy on a large format printer? At UPS, you can. Yes, you can, Rah-Rah. Absolutely. Are you Rah-Rah or Ray-Ray? It's funny. So that's just my advice. If you were going to do this, all right, you're going to do this, I would recommend tracing it again. And I actually did that. So I took that thing and I made all kind of copies of it. And the problem when you fold the thing and make copies of it, you get, if you do it the copy method, you're going to get whacked off pieces. So the only viable piece that I can use on this particular piece of the copy is the sewing box lid. That's the only one, because the sewing box itself is whacked off. Okay. And these are whacked off. Now I can tape another piece to it and hope that that makes a clean scan, but it probably won't. It's a pain. But in the end, it's a lot easier than doing it manually by hand, right? So, oh, it's short for Rochelle. Ro. I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on. My bad. I got it. So anyway, gotcha. So just take a look at these things. So this was a good one here. I'd get the pocket, the bracelets, whatever these are. I can't read them, and you can just but you can see like the eyeglasses was going to have to be its own folded copy. So if you go to copy a bunch of these pages and make copies of them, you're going to be whacking off some, and you can try to tape them together and see if that works on a scan, but I don't know. You can try to put whacked off pieces together in Canvas. And if you can get them to weld, good for you. That will work, So if I found the other, somewhere around here, if I found the other piece of the eyeglasses, right? And I wanted to put those together in Canvas, if I can get them to weld, then that will be fine. So I'd have one on one page, one on another. I'm going to have to poke. Here they are. Right here. So if I scanned these two pages together close into Canvas and I could get them to weld, but see, there's a gap, right? So you've got to figure out how to move those. Now the problem you can run into a problem where you go to move. So these are not a shape. They're lines, okay? You'd have to connect this and this. You've got to draw a line to make them a whole shape, and then you'd have to move that. It's a pain. It can be done. You get to playing with it. So, yeah, if you do a large format printout, yeah, if you send it to UPS, then get it on that ginormous piece of paper. They'll print that out for you, and then you can cut out those shapes you need and put them in your scanning mat and scan them. That's probably the easiest way, the least amount of pain, the easiest way to do that. But somebody had written me a question. She spent a lot of money on a 325. Saw her email this morning. She was very nervous about that. And then she's like, I've got this big pattern from Shabby Fabrics, and I don't know how I'm going to do that because it came out in like all these different pages and nothing is a single shape. What do I do? I would send it to UPS and have them do big format print if it'll do that. If what you got is a PDF and they're supposed to be that way, I don't retrace them all. It's probably just easier. And that's the cheapest way. All right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Be sure to be here tomorrow. I'm going to do a very cool little giveaway. And then you guys need to go put something under the needle, okay? Or go put away that pile that's standing there in your sewing room looking at you. Put me away, okay? All right. I have got a lot to get busy and get done today. Keith's daughter arrives this evening with the grandchild, and got to get everything ready for them. They're going to be spending the night in the coach and then taking off in the morning for Port O'Connor. Lots to do. Life, right? All right. You guys hit the thumbs up button on your way out the door and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And go have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.